Well, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are now Super Bowl 55 champions. And well, not far away, Busch Gardens Tampa lit up their new for 2020, scratch that, new for 2021 coaster, red to celebrate the win. The win, however, had many fans of the park wondering when the park will open Iron Gwazi to the public. Well, we expect that to happen in the next couple months, and in the meantime, let's start the video. Before we begin, please hit that subscribe button and the like button if you like the video, as it helps our video reach more people. Thanks, and let's begin. First, as the title suggests, what could make Busch Gardens Tampa a destination park? Well, many thought that it could be Iron Gwazi that would make people flock to the park. While I do think that the new RMC conversion could definitely bring in a lot of fans from all over the country, the park is still missing the coaster. What hurts the park is the fact that Orlando is the destination city in Florida in terms of tourists. While Tampa isn't too far from Orlando at about an hour drive, it's not as easy to get to as Universal and Disney. Even SeaWorld Orlando and Legoland struggle to bring in the visitors in that area. What could make the park stand out is another coaster, but this time going even bigger and larger. The park in total right now has a total of 9 coasters right now and one opening soon named Iron Gwazi. I'll go over the different models and what they offer and why I think a Giga is needed to make Busch Gardens Tampa the destination park in Florida. When you first enter the park, you will see Iron Gwazi towering over everything else in the park. This coaster is made by RMC and scheduled to open this year in the spring after being delayed due to the pandemic. If you turn right, you will go to most of their major coasters in the park. You will first hit Cheetah Hunt, that opened in 2011. It is their family Intamin Blitz coaster model. If you go further down, you will run into Cobra's Curse, a max spinning coaster that opened in 2016. And further down from that, you have Montu, a B&M inverted coaster that opened in 1996. All 3 of these models cater to the family and also roller coaster enthusiasts. Then let's go to Pantopia. Now, this area of the park, in my opinion, needs an update before another huge coaster could come in. You have a selection of flat rides and older coasters. Both are good family coasters. You have Scorpion, which is a Schwarzkopf looping coaster that opened in 1980. This is a good first major coaster ride for the shorter riders. Skip over close to this coaster and you have Serpent, which is a Mack Rides Wild Mouse coaster that opened in 2004. These 2 coasters offer very little theming to other coasters in the park. Also in the middle of this land is Falcons Fury, which is the park's drop tower facing riders towards the ground. This flat ride opened in 2014 by Intamin. Other than that, there isn't too many more things in this area besides kids' flat rides. Head up the ramp from Pantopia and you have Kumba First, a B&M sit-down coaster that opened in 1993 to the park. This coaster offers intense moments and is the park's real first major coaster that opened. You can then give yourself 2 options once getting off of Kumba. You have Sheikra, which opened in 2005 as the first B&M dive coaster to go vertical at 90 degrees, and also offers a splashdown element and soak area for guests. Further down is Tigris, which was added in 2019 as most likely an in-between coaster before Iron Gwazi opened. Tigris is a Premier Ride Skyrocket 2 model, a good family coaster. If you head from there to the front entrance, you will run into the park's kiddie coaster called Air Grover. Aside from the 9, soon-to-be 10 coasters in the park, you really have nothing but a couple of flat rides and water rides mixed into their lineup. So why do I think the next major coaster will be a B&M Giga coaster? Well, first, it's part of SeaWorld Entertainment's master plan to add a major attraction basically every year. Our team spotted what appears to be an S&S Power Swing from Kumba, so that cancels out the idea of a next major attraction being a coaster. However, we imagine Busch Gardens Tampa is going to want to add another coaster in around 3 years from now. We imagine the fanfare from Iron Gwazi will start tapering off in about 2 years. Add to that, and Disney will be opening up Tron and Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Also competing against Iron Gwazi this year is Velocicoaster. That could take some fans away from Busch Gardens Tampa, and they could instead flock over to Universal Islands of Adventure to ride that new coaster. So why a B&M Giga coaster? Well, if you look at the 5 that are currently in North America, they are really popular by the general public. Just look at the fandom that Orion brought here recently at Kings Island. B&M Gigas also are capacity monsters and reliable. That means that Busch Gardens Tampa would have a very reliable, popular coaster that would eat the lines up, offering a better overall experience for their visitors. So why not an Intamin Giga? Well, for one, they aren't as reliable as B&M, and also they don't offer the capacity that B&M Gigas offer. Also, B&M seems to be less intense and more appealing to the public. So if Busch Gardens Tampa was going to add a Giga, this is a manufacturer they would go with. Also, SeaWorld seems to have a good relationship with B&M, judging from the amount of coasters that they have had the company build them at their parks. Where would Busch Gardens Tampa put this coaster at? Well, after looking at possible locations, I think it's most likely to go over close to the Serengeti and use some parts of this area of this park. As SeaWorld is moving more from animal attractions and more towards rides and coasters, it will be shifting other areas of the park over to this. Cheetah Hunt already occupies some of the Serengeti, so why not utilize more of the land to help build a new ride or coaster? SeaWorld does a lot of work outside of their parks helping animals out. Plus, there are ways to make a coaster more quiet as it goes through this area. The animals are already used to the tours, the train, and Cheetah Hunt. I doubt that a Giga will make a difference to this. Just in some areas, you will need fencing to prevent the animals from getting close to this coaster. This new B&M Giga could also take advantage of the theming and make this B&M Giga a more memorable experience than the others. I would think Busch Gardens Tampa would break Giga records and make this the tallest, fastest, and longest Giga in North America. This would definitely make people want to come and visit. I remember when Orion was being built at Kings Island, people from everywhere knew of this and were excited for their addition. Imagine building the Giga that shatters all records in North America. The lines continue to stay busy at B&M Gigas regardless of height. For example, look at Fury 325 as an example of this. SeaWorld wants to keep bringing in out-of-town visitors to Busch Gardens Tampa, so they will continue to add things like coasters to do this. And you and I both know that Disney World and Universal Orlando aren't going to stop anytime soon. What makes Busch Gardens Tampa different than SeaWorld Orlando? The land that they have at their disposal is a big difference. SeaWorld Orlando doesn't have a lot of land like Busch Gardens Tampa does. So the likelihood of a Giga being added at Busch Gardens Tampa is larger than a Giga being added at SeaWorld Orlando. Also, the nice weather in Florida will make this the go-to destination park in Florida. What do you think about Busch Gardens adding a Giga in the future to their park? Do you think that is a good or a bad idea? Comment below. And as always, subscribe to our channel for future videos that will drop down for Midwest Coaster fans. And as always, thanks again for watching.